Hi everyone, in this lesson we're going to be having a look at Big Love by Lindsey Buckingham. We're doing his solo version of this song as opposed to the version that was done while he was with Fleetwood Mac. So for this one I'm using a classical guitar and I've got a capo here at the 4th fret. Okay, so the intro goes like this. Okay, so for this I've got my middle two fingers of my left hand on the 2nd fret of the D string and the 2nd fret of the G string. On my right hand I've got my thumb on the A string, my index finger on the D string and my middle finger on the G string. Okay, we're going to start by briefly opening up the D string and then we're going to play the A string and the D string together and then hammer that finger back onto the 2nd fret. Okay, we're then going to hit the A string again. We're then going to play the G string and then the A string 2 more times. So that will give you. You then repeat that, and that gives you 1 bar. Okay, we're now going to bring our little finger on the left hand up to the 3rd fret of the low E string and we're going to play this. Okay, so to begin with we're going to play the E string and the G string together, then play the E string on its own, the D string, and then the E string 2 more times. So that will have given us. We then repeat that. Okay, so that bar is. Okay, we're now going to put our first finger down on the 1st fret of the low E string, and we're going to do something very similar to what we did in the first bar. We're going to take the 2nd finger off, play the E string and the D string together and hammer that 2nd finger back onto the 2nd fret of the D. Then play the E string, the G string, and then the E string 2 more times to give you. Then repeat that. Okay, so that's the 3rd bar. Okay, then we're going to open up the low E string. We're going to play the E string and the G string together. Play the E string again, the D string, and then the E string twice. And then again. Okay, so that gives you in total. Okay, so you'll probably notice there that the thumb is constantly going. So the thumb's constantly playing 8th notes. Okay, so that gives you the intro. The intro is just that sequence played through twice. The verse is exactly the same as that, the same sequence played through twice. Okay, and then the next thing we need to do is the chorus section, which goes like this. this we're going to place our first finger across the first fret of the low E and the A string. And we're going to be hammering our third and our little fingers down onto the third fret of the A string and the D string. So we're going to start with just our first finger down, play the E and the A together, and as you do that, hammer onto that third fret of the A and the D. You then play the E string, followed by the D string. I should point out here as well that I've now got my thumb here on the low E, my first finger's now on the A string, and I've got my middle finger on the D string. Okay, so we hammer, play the E, play the D, now play the E 2 more times. We're now going to hammer what looks like an E minor chord. So we say my dear, play the E string and the A string together whilst hammering both those fingers down. We then play the E string again, the D string, and then the E string 2 more times. Okay, so that bar. Okay, the next bar sounds like this. Okay, so I've gone and got an A minor shape again. I haven't put my first finger down though, I've just got the middle 2 fingers again. I've moved the right hand down, so I've now got my thumb on the A string and then the index finger on the D, middle finger on the G. I'm going to play the A and the G together. Then I'm going to play the A, the D, the A again. So that so far gives us. We're then going to play the A and the B together. So I'm moving my fingers down here, my index finger and my middle finger down. So I've now got my index on the G, middle finger on the B. So it's playing the A and the B together. Then I'm playing putting the first finger down on the B string, same 2 strings together, the A and the B. And now my little finger is going to go down onto the third fret of the B, and again play those 2 strings together. Okay, I'm now going to bring my ring finger in, and I'm going to play the A and the open top E together, followed by one final A note. Okay, so that bar really slowly. Okay, we're now going to do this. Okay, so what we've got here then is we've got our first finger down on the first fret of the top E string. And I've brought my thumb now, I've got my thumb on the D string, and I've brought my index finger down to the B string and my middle finger down to the top E string. So I'm going to play the D and the top E together, and as I do that I'm going to pull off the first finger to open. And I'm going to play the D again. Now I'm going to play the third fret of the B string, and then I'm going to play the D string 1 more time. So that gives you. I'm now going to play the D string together with the first fret of the B string. I'm now going to put my second finger down on the second fret of the D string, bring my first finger down onto the first fret of the top E string, play those together and pull the first finger off. Then going to play the D string 1 more time, then the third fret of the B, D string again. I'm now going to play the second fret of the D string along with the first fret of the B string and pull the first finger off. Okay, so I'll go through that bar really slowly. Okay, and then for the final bar of this line we have the open A string along with the G string, the G string. Okay, so I'm now using my my index finger, sorry, on the G string, thumb on the A string. I'm going to have the second fret of that down. I've sort of gone back into that A minor shape, but you only really need the second fret of the G string. So it's open G, second fret of the, sorry, open A, second fret of the G together, followed by the A string, the G string, A string, open them up and play the A and the G together. Put the fingers back down on the second fret and play the open A and second fret G together again, and then play 3 more A strings. Okay, so that gives you okay, so I'll just play through that line. Okay, and I have the second line of the chorus. So we're going to start it in the same way with this F shape. It's played in exactly the same way, so I'll just run through it. Okay, now the next bar is this. Okay, so it's similar to what we did before, but not quite the same. So again, we've got this A minor shape without our first finger. We're going to play the A string and the G string together. So I'm using my index finger here on the G string. Play the A and the G together. Then play the A, the G, then the A again. We're then going to play the open B along with the open A. Play the A again, then the first fret of the B, the A again, then the open A together with the third fret of the B, the A again, and then finally the open top E string. Okay, the next bar then goes like this. Okay, so here I'm going to use my little finger for the third fret of the B string, my third finger for the third fret of the D string. So I'm going to play the D string on its own, then I'm going to play the third frets of the D and the B together, then I'm going to play the D string again. I'm now going to play the first fret of the B string, then the D string again. I'm now going to move to the second fret of the D string and play that along with the open B. Then the D string again, play the first fret of the B, D string again, and then I'm going to open that up and play the second fret of the D along with the open B. Okay, and then we have this. Which is exactly the same as the previous bar. Sorry, not the previous bar, the previous line. So that's the second fret of the G along with the open A, then the open A again, G, open A, the open G and the open A, and then the A along with the second fret of the G, and then 3 more A's. Okay, so that line goes. Okay, so I'll put the whole of the chorus together now. Okay, so after that there's another verse and another chorus, and then you're going to jump into the guitar solo part. So in this video I'm just going to go through half of the guitar solo and I'm going to finish it off in the next part. Okay, so we'll just skip back to the previous bar, the last bar we've just played, because when you jump into the guitar solo you need to lead in from that bar. So we'll just have this, and then when you play this final A string, you're going to play it along with the 5th fret of the top E string. Okay, so you need to have moved down after you've done this bit. Okay, so after I get to here then, notice I'm playing this with the 1st finger. So this is the 5th fret of the top E string. Now I'm talking about 5 above the capo. So this will actually be the 9th fret of the guitar. And then in a second I'm going to be talking about the 8th fret, which will actually be the 12th fret. So it's the 8th fret above the capo, but the 12th fret if you didn't have the capo on. Okay, so after we've done the final bar of the chorus then, as we do that final A string, we're going to play the 5th fret of the top E with it. Okay, and then we get this. Okay, so here what we're doing is we're going to bend the 8th fret up by about 1/4 of a tone. We're just sort of knocking it out of tune. We're going to do that first of all with the open D string. So we're going to bend, play the D string again, and then we're going to play the 5th fret, and the D string again. Okay, so that is. We're then going to do a similar kind of thing, but this time using the low E as the bass. So we bend the note along with the low E bass, play the E again, and the 5th fret of the top E, then the low E again. So far we have. Then we bend one more time using the E bass note, the low E bass note, and then we play the low E along with the 5th fret. Okay, so that bar sounds like this. Okay, we're then going to come onto the A string with our thumb, and we're going to again bend the 8th fret, play the A string, then the 5th fret of the top E, A string again, repeat that, so bend. Okay, and then we're going to bend the 8th fret one more time, and then play the 5th fret and the A together again. So that'll give you. Okay, we're then going to repeat the first bar of this. And then here we're going to play the 8th fret with the open E twice. So that bar will be. Okay, and then we're going to come back to the 5th fret, but this time I'm going to jump onto my 3rd finger, and we play this. Okay, so that is the top E at the 5th fret together with the open A, then the A, top E, A, now the 3rd fret of the top E along with the A, and again the 5th fret along with the open A. And then 3 more A notes. Okay, so all of the solo then, and I'll come in from the pickup bar in the chorus. Okay then, what I shall do now then is I shall just run through one verse, one chorus, and the solo, just so you can see how they all fit together. Okay, thanks for watching everyone. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.